Aye, testing, testing, testing. Alright folks, welcome back to Glesga News. Right, okay, I'm on the record again. This is a story by Grant McCabe. Alright Grant? The story made it, pal. Right, okay, so this is something that went down in Springburn last year. Just days apparently after Christmas last year. A bit of an ordeal for two people. A guy called Ryan Murray and a 15-year-old boy were stabbed and slashed, repeatedly, tortured, and it was filmed while it was happening. So anyway, let's hit the headlines. It says here, Scots thugs described as savages after filming themselves torturing and slashing victims. George Murray, 33, that's George there, and Scott McClymont, 22, turned on Ryan Murray and a 15-year-old boy at a flat in Glasgow's Springburn days after Christmas last year. The two thugs were branded as... I just said that, didn't I? The horror mobile phone footage of the attack was today shown at the High Court in Glasgow. The crime at 23-year-old Ryan's home was so gruesome, blood seeped down into the flat below. So there was so much blood getting spilled here, it seeped down into the woman below's flat, and I think she phoned the police or the mob. During the 9-minute clip, both victims begged for mercy as they were repeatedly chopped on the head and body with blades. One of the attackers taunted, "Dance for me." Dance for me. It's like a film, isn't it? Ryan is seen drenched in blood as he stood frightened in a bath. The 15-year-old meantime pulled his hood up as he cowered while trying to avoid being repeatedly hit. Amid hysterical laughing by the thugs, McClymont stated, "You better die slowly. See if you grass us up." And apparently that's the guy, Scott McClymont, but we've not got a clear picture of him. One of the attackers. One of the pair moaned about the blood marks on his hands. Oh, I've got a lot of blood marks on here. How am I going to get that off? As the onslaught continued, a voice can be heard. "Give him one more. Give him one more strike for luck. Fucking give him two more." Yes, that's how you do it. The ordeal only ended when the duo became aware of sirens and blue lights in the area. But police still had to force their way into the flat where they found the injured victims with both Murray and McClymont also there. So obviously, neighbours have phoned the police because they've been hearing screaming and there's blood coming down through the ceiling. Both today and yesterday pled guilty to attempting to murder Ryan and assaulting the boy to a severe injury, permanent disfigurement and to the danger of his life. Well, they really had to do that, didn't they? Because there was telephone footage. They filmed themselves doing it. Brilliant. Lord Mulholland told them, "I have to say, I have watched the most horrendous footage. You behaved like savages. You can expect lengthy sentences for what you did. You've got to remember that these judges are brought up wrapped in cotton wool. See, when they say stuff like that, they actually think you are a savage. And when it comes to sentencing, they will sentence you like a savage. Even though you've pled, you'll get a third off. He's going to hit you with the maximum he can possibly do. There's not going to be any leniency." They were remanded in custody as the case was adjourned for reports until next month. The court heard how Murray and McClymont struck after mistakenly believing they had been set up at the flat last December 28th. There was initially a scuffle with both of them shouting, "How do people know we're here?" So they arrived at the flat and apparently they said to the people that when they got there How come people know we're here? You must have told people we're coming here. So, heaven knows why they were there in the first place. Murray of the cities Maryhill and McClymont of Coatbridge, Lanarkshire, then each armed themselves with a knife. Prosecutor Lindsay Dalziel said, Murray began attacking the 15-year-old by striking him on the head with a knife. McClymont then joined in and both began attacking the boy and Ryan Murray with the knives. The teenager was brutally set upon in the kitchen for about 15 minutes. Another boy in the flat could hear the victims pleading with the thugs to stop and that they had not set anyone up. A downstairs neighbour had meantime gone to the bathroom during this. She shouted on her friend to come through into her bathroom. They both saw what they thought was blood dripping through the ceiling into the bath at the floor below. Police were alerted and initially found Ryan Murray's flat in darkness when they eventually got in. Ryan was soon discovered covered in blood before the 15-year-old was found in a bedroom with a towel around his head. Both refused to say what had happened. They were traumatised. Murray and McClymont were also still there. Murray later claimed he had been punched and blacked out until they got the footage. But what he and McClymont done was revealed when officers were handed the 6 footage. It is thought to have been recorded on the 15-year-old's mobile, which was given to police after the attack. The court heard Ryan suffered 15 head wounds causing skull and nose fractures. He also had hand and wrist injuries. The 15-year-old needed 28 staples for multiple scalp wounds. His knee and arm were also badly hurt during his ordeal. The hearing was also told Murray and McClymont already had convictions for violence. That's no surprise to me. Right? These two, can't I see his face? That's McClymont. He's 22. And this is George Murray. He's 33. Holy Toledo. It's a bit heavy, isn't it? For an early morning. An early morning show. You don't get this on GMB, do you? Anyway, folks, you like the content, hit the like button, share and subscribe, because this is life in Glasgow. Peace out. How dare you!